Live from the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, this is Iowa Live.
Hi, everybody. You can see who has joined us in studio. It is Taylor Parker from Concept by Iowa Hearing. Great to see you, my friend.
Good to be back.
Yeah, now we're going to talk about something that is really serious and really going to talk about osteoporosis and hearing and how they're connected. Let's discuss this because I bet you a lot of people haven't thought about that.
No, and when you think about osteoporosis and really what it means, it's just low bone density. Your bones just get brittle. You know, when you think about health conditions, we think about heart disease, we think about all the other conditions that we have, they all start in the smallest areas and go up. They never start in the largest and go backwards.
Okay.
Osteoporosis is no difference. It starts in the smallest bones, works its way up.
Okay.
Smallest bones we have in our body in their middle ear. 3 tiny little bones.
How many people remember that from science class?
That's right. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
The hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup, those are the 3 little bones in the middle ear. So as hearing works, sound comes in, hits the eardrum vibrates, sends it, beyond that. Those 3 little bones have to be able to move back and forth. They then send that signal to the cochlea, but inside of that fluid, that movement has to happen with those bones. When we have low bone density, they just don't move as well. They might even, get brittle and break, but they just don't move very well, and they just don't send that signal. Think about think about our knee.
Okay.
Our knee, our leg move. When you have, osteoporosis, it just, doesn't move as well sometimes as it should. Same exact thing. Those 3 little bones just have to have that movement to send the signal onto the cochlea. So we have to have good bones in order for this to happen. So it increases our risk of up to 40% increased risk in hearing loss by having osteoporosis.
Wow.
And they still don't know why it affects women more than men. It's just one of those conundrums that they haven't been able to really put their finger on. So if you're a female that's been diagnosed with osteoporosis or pre-osteoporosis, it's one of those things that you probably should go get your hearing checked. And even as a male, if you've been diagnosed, it's one of those things you should, go and get your hearing screened at least to find out, is this condition, something that's affecting my hearing as well?
Well, and again, we were talking about bones and osteoporosis, and did you think about those tiny bones in your ear? But the pre-osteoporosis, that is a really important diagnosis that you just mentioned to get your hearing checked.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that, if your medical practitioner has said, you're high risk of having osteoporosis, or you've been diagnosed with it, it's just one of those things that it partners with. So getting your hearing screened once you find out is just one of those things that you kind of put 2 and 2 together and progress forward.
Okay, now let's talk about something else. How about now? I want you to pronounce this because we heard so many different ways that people pronounce the ringing in your ears. It is called.
Well, you can say it one of 2 ways. It's tinnitus or tinnitus. Either one. Tinnitus or tinnitus.
Or tinnitus.
You can pronounce it either way. Everybody, there's no real, medically it's tinnitus, but tinnitus doesn't matter.
Okay, so explain what that is.
Yeah, so it's basically, a lot of people will say it's ringing in the ear, 7-year locus. Everybody has their own little definition of what they hear, but it's basically constant firing of the nerves. So you're getting a constant signal up to the brain, and there is no cure for it. They have no medical cure for it. And if you see that commercial with, I think it's riboflavin, or there's a commercial that it's a homeopathic on TV that says it'll cure your hearing loss. It will not. There is no cure. There is no cure for tinnitus, so it's one of those things that everybody has different levels of that, of the ringing. So it could be very mild. During the day when you're out and about hearing sounds of life, you really don't notice it. You lay down in bed at night, you're like, oh, tinnitus is back.
Okay.
Some people have it where it's debilitating. Some people can hear it all day long.
Right.
Really. Talk with your medical practitioner. Sometimes certain things that you do, my father-in-law, caffeine is what triggered his.
Okay.
So the more caffeine he had, it would trigger his to be a little bit worse. But so work with your practitioner just to find out if there's things you can help yourself with dietary-wise, things like that to help.
All right. Now, again, like we mentioned earlier, osteoporosis, it is imperative to have your hearing checked. Where can they get their hearing checked?
any of our 15 locations across the state of Iowa, or you can go to iowahearing.com. Go to our website. You can book your free hearing screening right there on our website.
Okay, and if you're going to the Iowa State Fair, we're going to be out at the Iowa State Fair.
Big Blue Bus or the Varied Industries Building, booth 202.
All right, great information again. We learned something here today.
Hey,
thank you very much
great
for
to
that.
see you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, and thank you for spending a little bit of time with us today. Stay cool, and we'll see you back here tomorrow on Iowa Live.